A look at obituaries now, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. It's Curtis & Son Funeral Home. Call 256-245-4361. That's 256-245-4361. That's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news this morning, funeral service for Lola Parker, who passed away on November 3rd. That'll be at Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, and that will be on Saturday. Actually, visitation is on Friday night from 5 till 8 o'clock at Curtis & Son North, with the service on Saturday at 11 a.m. from Curtis & Son North, burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. Mr. Charles Davis, age 81, of Sylacauga, died November the 1st. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. Visitation for Samuel L. Thrash, age 57, will be Friday from 5 till 8 o'clock at Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga. Funeral service Saturday at 10 a.m. from the chapel, with Brother Mike Frost officiating. Burial in the Talladega Springs Cemetery. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, in charge of the arrangements. Ms. Louise James, age 93, died November 2nd. Funeral arrangement to be announced by S.M. Goodson Funeral Home and Crematory in Talladega. Bobby Morris, age 80, died November 1st. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home and Crematory in Talladega will announce the funeral arrangements. Celebration of life for King Josiah DeAndre Smith, age 13, of Riverside, will be noon Friday at Pell City Civic Center, with interment in the Coleman Cemetery in Riverside. Christian Memorial Funeral Home in Pell City directing that service. Public visitation will be Thursday from 5 until 7 at First Baptist Church in Riverside. Christian Memorial Funeral Home in Pell City, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report this morning brought to you courtesy of Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975 at Curtis & Son Funeral Home. The North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation. It's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.